During the 2020 presidential election, South Texas was in the spotlight. Former President Donald Trump made gains in Hispanic communities. Then in 2022, Republican Monica de la Cruz flipped a traditionally Democratic seat in the Rio Grande Valley. As we get closer to the election in November, data shows Republicans could be making gains with Latino voters in big cities as well. Joining us this afternoon to talk about it is Jasper Scherer with the Texas Tribune. Jasper, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Your latest story breaks down voter data that goes back to 2016. So give us a snapshot of what you found in that data.
Well, as you mentioned, South Texas has gotten quite a bit of attention just for, some of the most severe shifts to the right that of really anywhere in the country from 2016 to 2020. So rightfully getting a lot of attention, but there's kind of been this more subtle shift, but I would argue equally important, if not more so, in terms of statewide elections. In the cities, we're seeing a bunch of these precincts, these areas where Democrats have traditionally dominated. These are Hispanic majority precincts that maybe will go in a given year maybe 70% for Republicans. In recent elections, they've been going closer to 55, 60%. So Democrats are still winning those areas, but their margins in what are traditionally strongholds for them are diminishing a bit. And for a party that needs all the help it can get winning statewide elections, that's not going to get the job done.
Talk to us about what are some of the factors driving the change and the shifts you're talking about.
Well, it's a complicated picture, and that's what makes this so hard for both parties is that there's no such thing as really the quote unquote Latino vote when you're talking about, a single silver bullet strategy that's going to work for either party. If you look at some regional differences, for example, in Houston, there are a lot of, petrochemical jobs, folks who work in oil and gas out in East Harris County. That is a very Hispanic dominated area. So, just the perception among folks out there could be driving a bit of the shift, that Republicans might be better for the industry they work in. That's one example of many. There are also, it's a highly diverse community just in terms of, nationalities and which countries these first and second generation immigrants are descended from. Folks that are coming from Venezuela, Cuba, countries that have a history of communist oppression might not be so quick to vote for Democratic candidates that they see, going down the path of what they escaped from. So it's a highly diffuse or highly diverse group of people, and it really defies a single explanation for what's driving it.
Good insight into who these voters are, how diverse they are. Talk to us about the parties, though. I know you mentioned there's no one strategy that you're seeing deployed, but what are we seeing, particularly the Republican Party, doing to gain momentum in this group of voters?
Yeah, a lot of the messaging from Republicans has been, this election cycle in particular, has been focused on the economy. This is just something that, kind of common sense. Any voter, whatever skin color, gender, background, anything, it's the economy, it's cost of living that affects everyone. However, polls have indicated in Texas that Latino voters especially have, that those issues, jobs, cost of living, inflation, are really top of mind and could help decide, a lot of votes from people who are kind of on the fence about, maybe independence or not really sure who they're going to vote for in the Latino community. If Republicans are able to make the argument that, hey, going to the grocery store costs a lot more now under this Democratic president than it did under the Republican predecessor, they're hoping that could really sway some votes.
So in light of these gains, have we seen the Democratic Party step up their efforts to entice Latino voters?
It's hard to say. I think generally speaking, yes, they're constantly trying to just register, as many voters as they can, especially young voters. The Latino community in Texas skews younger than the broader population, than other racial and ethnic groups. which, and young voters are a fairly reliable constituency for Democrats. So there's some, a train of thought that essentially, if Democrats can really ramp up there over the next however many days, we're kind of running out of time here, but if Democrats can continue to try to register these younger Latino voters, especially, that could maybe help counteract some of this shift that we're seeing towards the right, just in terms of targeting this younger voting bloc that is so aligned with Democrats historically.
Lots to track as November inches closer and closer. Jasper with the Texas Tribune, thank you so much for joining us today.